I'm Camila and I'll give a quick tour on the interactive tool for the UK road safety. This was mainly made for people in charge of planning road maintenance, but I believe other fellow data enthusiasts will enjoy it too, if I may say so myself, as this allows for great exploration of the UK road safety dataset. First, I'll explain about the road casualties map, and here you can first have an overview of the whole situation in the UK. As you can see, the darker and bigger spots means that there were more casualties during the years of 2016 and 2020, which is the range of the data set. So here you can see that in Birmingham were the most casualties in this time. And you can also see them by fatality. For example, if you deselect light and serious, you can see that most of the fatalities actually happened in Cornwall, for example. And this also filter, as you could see it moving, the graph on the right side. So here you can see the casualties per month, and you can definitely see here the pandemic happening in 2020 and month 4. And you can also filter because, for example, the EVs are here, but as there are less EVs, you can barely see them. So you can highlight them by just selecting the EVs. And then you can see that for them also, there were actually two valleys here and here. Things happened at the beginning of the pandemic and in the middle. Uh, you can also check, for example, weather conditions. And here you have that actually most accidents happened when the weather was fine with no winds. And here you can also remove this data missing, other and unknown by clicking on exclude data so that the most important data is there. But what I believe is the biggest use of this tool is by clicking on a spot on the map, for example, Epping Forest. You can see very detailed information about it. For example, in Epping Forest, the weather conditions were also fine with no winds as well as in the UK. The junction details, all of these are filtered for Epping, and the junction details that they were not in a junction. But here you can see, for example, that there is definitely an outlier where it was actually in a crossroad. This spot, which is the spot with most casualties in Epping Forest, is a crossroad, as you can see on the map and also in the hovering data. It's called Linkside here. This table presents the 10 highest casualties in these roads where most people were killed. And Linkside, this happened 5 times as more casualties as the second place. So this is definitely a place of interest for people who are responsible for road safety. On the hovering data, there's also other interesting information, such as the speed limit of 30 miles per hour, that it's a single carriageway, and that it's an urban area, and that most people were moving off the road when they had an accident. And you can also select here and choose a city instead of clicking on the map to move straight to another city. So here, for example, you have the city of London, where uh, the casualties are a little more spread. You can see some spots here. This is the spots with more accidents. Here, Moorgate is the place with the more accidents. And you can, for example, explore the same facts that we explored for the whole UK. And here you can see that for London, the rush hours of the accidents happened at 9 and at 6. So this might be different for each city, which is interesting to explore per city. And furthermore, we can check the homepage where you can have some explanations that I just explained about this tool and the attributes correlation analysis. Here you can choose per city, for example, Aberdeen here that is selected or another, also filter by the year, 17, 18, and so forth. And you can see how these attributes correlate. So, for example, in Aberdeen, there were 17 casualties that happened exactly the same combination of maneuver, road type, and junction location and speed limit. Because you can see here that this is the combination. Uh, the numbers here can be seen in this legend on the right, and you can select which attribute you want to see. And another way to see how they correlate can be with this heat map, where you can see that, for example, for this district, going ahead with single carriageway was the one that caused the most accidents. I hope this too was enjoyable, and I hope you also have your fun exploring it. Thank you for your time.